Hello and welcome to Centennial Sports TV. I'm Ben Holmes, here with my co-host Eric Friesen. The Toronto Wolfpack are the most recent team to bring a championship to the city of Toronto.
Big win this weekend as the Wolfpack captured the championship in their inaugural season, and it earned the second division, earned a right to go to the second division. They've quickly become one of Toronto's most popular sports teams.
I mean, definitely, and winning a title is only going to improve the attention and support for the city's newest team.
2 years ago, they were not even a franchise. Now they are champions. After a hard-fought season, it all comes down to this as the Wolfpack take the field at Lamport, just 2 points separating them from the Raiders before kickoff. A win for Barrow would take it right down to the last game, but the Wolfpack want it done today. Anthem's over and the ball is kicked off. And early on, there's some sturdy defense, as we'll see here, as Johnny Powenall with the strip at his own 20, and the teammates are loving it. Huge play. Now at the other end, Reese Jacks making things happen into the middle for Quinton Leuau as he splits the defense and finishes in the corner. Try Wolfpack. Captain Craig Hall now has a difficult angle for the convert. And he makes it. Later on, Hall adds another penalty convert to make it 8-0 Wolfpack to end the first half with the lead. Start of the second, a kick behind, and Dan Fleming and Blake Wallace with a great tackling performance there as Barrow gets forced into their own try zone as more aggressive plays come from the Wolfpack. Barrow trying to respond at midfield, but a missed pass and Liam Kay is away. Will he be caught? No, he won't, as he takes it all the way to the try zone. But wait, it's called back. Knock on the Wolfpack try, and it's still 8-0. Now Wallace making people miss all over the field as the Aussie makes it 14-2 Wolfpack. Hall, the excellent kicker, will take the field again, and he'll convert on the kick. Then Wallace again draws the tackler, pops it off, and a beautiful try as Dan Whiting says, "Thank you very much." Craig Hall up the middle, and it's an easy 20-2 Wolfpack lead. Now Adam Sidlow with a nice pop there as we saw, and Blake Wallace with his second try of the game, the standoff making the magic happen. And it's Hall once again, and from deep, oh, he's money. 26-2 Wolfpack, they are out of sight. And the fans at Lamport are applauding as head coach Paul Rowley's in the stands, making his way down to the field. That's how it's all gonna end. Wolfpack win, 26-2. Wallace with 2 tries and assists in the victory, Hall with 10 points to boot, and the Wolfpack are crowned League One champions, a historic win for Toronto. Our own Tristan Fitzpatrick with more following the Wolfpack's victory. And taking a look at the standings now, the Wolfpack were offensively dominant this season, and it showed in the final game as they were the only team in the league to score more than 1,000 points, and they nearly doubled the output of the next closest team. Hard not to be impressed by those numbers.
And what a decisive victory for the Wolfpack. The game was never even in doubt, and they stepped up in such a huge way.
And what a way to end this dream season for the Wolfpack, and this is only the beginning for the young club.
Yeah, and listen, now fall is in the air, and for many, that means back to school. But on the bright side, it brings the return of university sports, such as fast-pitch softball. First game of the year for the Ryerson Rams as they travel all the way to Sonoma Heights Park to play the York University Lions. The Rams are looking to start their season off with a win after finishing 2-1 in the preseason. And after a little pep talk, both teams are ready to take the field. We're going to kick things off in the top of the third with the bases loaded and with one out. Up steps freshman Olivia Stelmakovic, and wow, what a way to start her university career, bringing in the first run of the season. Up next steps Abby Thompson as she will look to add another with a ground up the third base line. Some actually pretty shoddy defense there helping her out. Up next, Jennifer Noble. She hits the ball to second and more runs look to be coming in for the surging Rams. There they come, there's one. Looks like a good play at first, but wait, something doesn't seem quite right. The umpires get together. They deem the runner was actually tagged out at second, thus the inning is over. It finishes 2-0 to the Rams, bottom of the third. Take it to the top of the fifth here. It's a pass ball, the catcher can't handle it, and Taylor Oates snags second base. That proves to be a costly mistake for the Lions, because it upsets Haley Graham. She brings her home. It's 3-0 to the Ryerson Rams. We'll take you now to the bottom of the inning with 2 on for York, who are trying to claw their way back into the game. But Abby Thompson, the pitcher, is absolutely on fire. Cry at the roar of the Lions, and York University are out. There we go. And wait for it. Oh, no, it's in the dirt. Oh, and she won a slide into third base. Excellent slide. Great throw, but really has that base running to put themselves even closer to home plate. Now we'll have to see if Ryerson can bring her home. They sure can. It's a fair ball up the line, and she would come in to score. It's now 4-0 Ryerson as they're kind of running away with this game, with great offense and great pitching that we see here, because in the bottom of the sixth, Thompson strikes out the batter. Shutout remains intact. Up to the seventh and final inning. Can they get an insurance run? Boom! Into the outfield, smack to the left. Fielder can't snag it, and Graham scores. It's 5-0 on that great double. York are up to bat. Bottom of the seventh inning, runner on second, trying to avoid the shutout. Nope, not today. Final score is Ryerson 5, York 0. Great all-around display by the Rams in Game 1.
Aidan Dolan is looking to bring a spark to the young Ryerson Rams baseball team after transferring from the States. Our own Alex Johnson has the story.
The Ryerson Rams baseball team made their debut on Saturday afternoon as they faced the McMaster Marauders in a doubleheader. This young team is looking to bounce back from the record of 5-13 last season, and the Rams look hungry for revenge.
If you're looking around right now, you've got at least 2 guys at every position, most positions 3 or 4. So there's a lot of depth and a ton of potential with this team. We got guys like Kenji, who's right now, he's our 3rd string catcher, and he can just as easily be 1st string, and we've got him for the next 4 years. So you look at guys like him, like myself, like Aidan, like Matt McDowell, and Quinn Collins, and Sam Monroe, and those guys are going to be here for 4 years, and that's going to be a solid team.
Speaking of the young guns, first baseman Aidan Dolan had his first game with the Rams on the weekend. He was recruited out of Buffalo Grove, Illinois, and is looking to make a serious impact this year.
On the field, I'd hope to be maybe an OUA All-Star, really perform well, and I just really want to help the team win. I just want to, like everybody, I just want to come here, compete, and hopefully win a ring, but I mean, just do the best I can to help our team win.
After coming in from the USA, Aidan is looking to bring his competitive spirit to the Rams. But all in all, there are more similarities in terms of expectations rather than differences between high school baseball and varsity level baseball.
My high school baseball team, we were pretty competitive. We were expected to win state for Illinois. We were a really good program. A lot of college players come out of our program, so there was really high expectations, and it's the same here. There's high expectations to win and compete. So, I mean, the transition's been fairly similar. We have similar plays, similar tactics, and we just want to win just like how we did back in home, so everything's going smooth.
UA Western baseball champion Ben Rich helped build this baseball program from the ground up, and he is ecstatic with how the recruitment of players has branched out, especially after grabbing Aidan Dolan this year.
I think it's tremendous. I think it speaks volumes about what we're doing as a program in terms of attracting players. You know, these guys like him and Grant, the other player that we've had from the United States from last year. These are guys where baseball is much bigger in the States, but that we've been able to put together a program that attracts players who have that opportunity to play in the States, I think speaks volumes to the contributions that Ryerson baseball makes to the university and what it does for the student body and just the program that we've put together.
Despite their 0-2 start to the season, the young Rams look to perfection the rest of the way. I'm Alex Johnson on Centennial Sports TV.
When we return, Vivek talks to Story Art students about sports tryouts, interviews with the Wolfpack, and we catch up with some athletes from the Protein Run. All this and more up next on Centennial Sports TV.
Are you annoyed by pens that just don't work? Ever wanted to play tic-tac-toe, but had to settle for other childish games? Has a girl ever told you her number, but you don't have anything to write it down? Have you ever had $1 million idea lost because you have no way to show people? Well, thanks to the new Super Stilo 5000, you'll never have these issues again.
Thanks to the Super Stilo 5000, I've never lost a thought or a number.
Call 555-0123. That's 555-0123 for your Super Stilo 5000. Act now, and we'll even throw in this brand new Super Duper Stilo 10K that works on whiteboards. That's 555-0123. Call now.
We now go back to Tristan Fitzpatrick from Lamport Stadium for more reaction from the Wolfpack players and coaches.
Varsity tryouts for Centennial College occurred this week, primarily at Progress Campus. Our own Vivek Jacob caught up with students at the Story Arts Center to see what they thought about it. Now, if you do want to make your way out to Progress Campus, unlike Vivek, you can check out these upcoming schedules where you can see this badminton, women's soccer, men's volleyball, and women's volleyball coming up for the rest of the week. Man, I know I wouldn't go all the way out there, dude.
I've definitely made that trek once or twice or 100 times.
Well, I don't envy you, but it's probably nicer to go this time of year than way back in the snowy winter. Oh, man, cold.
Yeah. Up next, Emma Mason visited the annual protein run that took place in Toronto on Saturday, and I chat with minor hockey president Jim Nicoletti. All coming up next on Centennial Sports TV.
The Toronto Marlboros are the oldest and arguably most prestigious minor hockey organization across Canada. This weekend they hosted the 24th annual Toronto Marlboros Friendship Tournament at Kalyan Ice Sports in Etobicoke. My co-host here spoke with President and Tournament Coordinator of the Toronto Marlies, Jim Nicoletti, at their home rink.
Hi, I'm Friesen, here with Toronto Marlboros President and Tournament Coordinator, Jim Nicoletti. Jim, thanks for doing this.
Eric, it's a pleasure, and thank you for videoing the tournament and being here with us for the weekend. It's been 3 exciting days. We have 78 teams here, and I think one of the things we're most proud of is the fact that 78 teams times the number of players on each team, we're impacting over 1,000 young men playing hockey, so that's great.
And Jim, I want to ask you first and foremost, this is the 24th year that you've done the Toronto Marlboros Friendship Tournament now. How have you seen it grow over the years?
78 to 85 is about the number of teams that we want every year, Eric. We deliberately keep it at that number because we want quality. We get over 100 teams apply, but we want to keep it in the 75 to 85 range because that maintains the quality of the tournament. Most of the games are very, very close. And come Saturday afternoon, and particularly Sunday today, the games, many of them went into overtime today, and that's the way we want to run the tournament. We want to maximize the competition, so that's the learning opportunity for the kids.
And Jim, what do you think makes all these teams want to come back to this specific tournament year after year?
Well, it's a preseason tournament, so everybody wants to check out the level of their kids before the season starts in a week to 10 days. And it's a good measuring stick with the teams that have been picked in the spring. So this is a good way for everybody to see where they're at. It's a good measuring stick for all the teams early in the year. And we usually go on last year's success record to determine who should be coming in. But I think that's one of the reasons we're so successful in drawing teams, plus our history. We've had the tournament going for 24 years, and people do want to come.
It's well documented that you guys have some very prestigious NHL players who have come through the Toronto Marlboro system. Connor McDavid, Brent Burns, Jason Spezza, Rick Nash, just to name a few. What does it mean for your organization to have these type of alumnus representing you at the NHL level?
Well, needless to say, we're really proud of that. And what we're really proud of is a lot of these players and former people who've been in the org come back and coach for us too. And you mentioned 3 or 4 certainly very good ones, great ones, but you know we've had many others, and probably in the tens of hundreds. I think of one. Tavares was here all summer playing with our kids, you know, from the New York Islanders. Gagne was here this summer. Domi's kid was here this summer. Max Domi was with us. We have some great kids. What does it mean for us? I think we're doing the right thing. I think it's about teaching, it's about development, it's about making the game fun in the early ages, and when they come back, everybody wants to be part of that. We've got people that maintain this logo. We've got jackets that are 20, 30 years old. We're the longest standing minor league hockey development organization in the world, actually. So.
And finally, I'll just ask you, what are the benefits, do you think, of starting a tournament like this to kick off the season?
Well, the kids get exposure early. They get exposure to other players, which is the most important thing. They see what the level of competition is. The Marlboros this morning, we had a bit of a rough start, but they made it to Sunday, and they get to see what it takes to win, which is important. I will never tell anybody that winning is not important. I will always say that it's learning is the most important thing in education in terms of hockey. But somewhere in our society, we have to also remember that competition is important. And kids have to realize that doing the best they can do and being the best they can be is very, very important. So,
Jim, I just want to say once again, thanks a lot for doing this.
Eric, it's a pleasure, and thank you for videoing the games. And hopefully we'll finish on a championship note next time we see each other.
Yep, definitely.
Thanks for being here.
For Centennial TV, I'm Friesen. Long-distance runs in the dark of night with DJs and glow sticks normally do not go hand in hand. However, the Pure Protein Night Race is changing all that. Emma Mason has more.
I'm here in downtown Toronto with over 1,000 other people taking part in the Pure Protein Night Race to benefit the Starlight Children's Foundation. The atmosphere here in the park is almost electric as there's face painting behind me, there's a DJ to my right, there's big Jenga and big beer pong being played all night, and the whole race ends with a giant beer garden complete with free beer for every participant of legal age. So we're here with Ted Jarvis. He's the National Race Director for the Pure Protein Night Race. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
What do you think draws participants back again every year?
It's funny because I think that there's a certain energy when you run in the dark, and that has allowed people to get their personal bests. And so many people have told me that they come year after year because this is the race where they get their personal best. The real big reason, though, is fun. It's a fun race that allows people to get together with their friends. And running's a very community sport. And so it allows people to run and enjoy this kind of night.
What makes this Toronto run so unique as opposed to the other 5 locations that we have as well?
Well, I think that the Toronto run is special because, first of all, it's our biggest race in the country. And then it also features some incredible entertainment on the course. We've got 2 bands, we've got DJs, we've got one of the top DJs in the city on the stage entertaining everyone. So it's going to be a really, really special night.
I know that this race is for charity as well. It's for the Starlight Foundation. What made you guys sort of want to partner with the foundation as well?
So Starlight Children's Charities is, they do some incredible work. So they help disadvantaged children who are looking for a way to infuse hope into their journey. Some of these children have terminal illnesses, and experiences that Starlight provides allows for that children and the family to bring energy into their life. So the cause is a great cause. Thematically, Starlight, we do a night race, it fits. But really it's because they do such incredible work at Starlight Children's Charities. And when the race starts, you'll see that these lights light up the sky and it becomes eye candy. So there's a real visual component to the race as well. And of course, when you finish the run, you get a complimentary beer from Muskoka Brewery. So,
as racers cross the finish line with massive smiles on their faces, the hard work was over and the after party is in full swing. For Centennial Sports TV, I'm Emma Mason.
Now, I don't like cardio, but that actually looks like a lot of fun.
Oh, you don't have to tell me, Ben. Now, you know, I hear that doing cardio can be detrimental to your gains.
You know, but some people, like these people, they'll never learn. On that note, I'm off to hit the gym. I'll see all you guys next week on Centennial Sports TV. I'm Ben Holmes. This has been Eric Friesen. Have a great night.